Night starting at 10:30 on Fox 29. Hercules, Sunday at 11 on Fox 29 WFTC.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
Back here in Studio 2A for the Visa Halftime. Full house indeed. Let's get you caught up on the scores around the National Football League. Tell you that Robert Smith, 121 yards in the first half. How many weapons can the Vikings have all over the Rams? 24-10.
Brett Favre, a little spinner on the old hand, says, go ahead and get him, boys. Santana Dotson says, all right, I'll do just that. Gets inside of Middleton, the right guard, strips the ball. Bonnie Holiday, #1 draft choice, scoops it up. This sets up a 10-yard touchdown pass. You got it. Get used to it. Tyrone Davis comes inside the cover. Brett Favre finds him. There's a nice Packer fan. Back on top. Reggie White in on Gilford. Third sack on the day for Reggie. 179 and 1/2 sacks of a career for Reggie White. 16-0 Pack over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The seat's a little hot for Wanstead in Chicago, but his Bears are playing hard.
He's got his defense playing well. Now he needs some offense. Kramer says, all right, I'll give you some man-to-man coverage on the outside. Dwayne Washington can't make the stop on Bobby Ingram. Excellent throw and catch. 54 yards later, Bears up by 6 as Jaeger mixes the extra point. But back comes the bus. Jerome Bettis up the middle. Breaks pass. Throws that head back like that. You know he's not going very far. 42-yard gain. Sets up a 1-yard Bettis run. 9-7 Bears after a Jaeger field goal over the Steelers at Three Rivers Stadium.
And 2 starts last year. Werfel couldn't direct him to a point, but today...
Man-to-man coverage, blitz on the outside. Corner 2-4 off. Safeties are nowhere in sight. Sean Dawkins, come a free agent out of Indianapolis. Catches it 64 yards later. Hey, Saints, go get him. But Floyd, 1-yard run. Touchdown, ties it up. And then... what, JB?
14-10 to score. That's what the den is. Hey, here is another den. Bobby Hoying couldn't direct the Eagles to a point last week, but
he only had 63 yards last week, but he finds Deuce Staley. Good name, hard to say. Deuce Staley down to the 1. Give it to Deuce Staley. And he goes in for 1 to the touchdown. That's the Eagles take a 9-0 lead over the Falcons.
Good. We got more scores in Miami. All tied at 7 there. Eric moves 4 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Jaguars 14-6 over the Chiefs. Reggie Barlow, 85-yard punt return for a touchdown. Jets trailing the Ravens by the score of 14-7 in that one. That one in the third quarter. And give Collinsworth the Bengals a little credit. They're on the board.
Well, they're on the board. Earlier they were tied, which was amazing, but down they're losing by 7. And, of course, the Oilers finally playing at home at Vanderbilt Stadium, 7-6 over the visiting Chargers, and Ryan Leaf, the young rookie quarterback.
Minnesota, St. Louis. The question I ask, how many weapons can Minnesota have? Robert Smith looking impressive, 121 yards first half.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's the key to that team. It used to be, you could sort of go Green Bay, San Francisco, Dallas, and that would be the teams that simply would be from the NFC. They're going to be your representative. Now I think you've got to throw Minnesota into that mix as well. And if Robert Smith can stay healthy and give them the ballast with that passing game and some on the run, then all of a sudden this team looks very much like a competitor to win it all.
Yeah, I tell you, Robert Smith, nobody benefits from this more than Robert Smith, this Moss acquisition. And it's just a matter of time before Moss becomes a #2 receiver and Jake Reed becomes a #3 receiver. They go 3 wideouts. They spread the offense out, 1 back, 1 tight end. They've involved Glover this week. They didn't involve him last week. Just another weapon they have. If they just get an inkling.
Say that again.
Say that again.
A little bit.
That's like deuce. If they get a deuce of a defense, they're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt. If Banks doesn't pick his act up in the next 14 games, you're going to look for a new quarterback. I'll tell you what, the Rams will get.
They're going to be in position to get one.
Good ones. There's 5 good ones in college.
Randy Moss blocking. I love it.
Deuce.
Second half of Minnesota and St. Louis coming your way after this.
Get it out. We were poring over tapes of this week's games when things got a little bit interesting.
So who's the key matchup this week?
It's got to be the Green Bay-Cincinnati game. With Brett Favre and Antonio Freeman leading the pack and Corey Dillon heading up the bingo ground game, should be quite a show. Ow! Jiminy Christmas!
But it wasn't nothing a little duct tape wouldn't fix for the most part.
Yeah, I'm still holding for Dr. Atkinson.
Fox NFL Sunday, next week at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Hey, mind if I play?
Let's
go. Hey, dude, there's Brett Favre. Come on.
Hey, mind if we play?
Mind if I play?
left. Pizza! Who ordered the pizza?
Say, man, mind if I play?
Sorry, Dion. Game's full.
Let's go!
Who do you think you are, Mr. Pizza? You're never gonna get my love.
Tuesday on the season premiere of King of the Hill.
Your dad got blown up.
One of these potential victims will die.
The suspense is killing me. Literally.
Then she's the breakout personality of the new TV season.
The guy who didn't tip me last week wants a glass of ice. You know what to do.
The series premiere of Costello. Plus, on Guinness World Records, he stands on blades and pierces his skin to lift 80 extra pounds. It all starts at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Welcome back to St. Louis, Missouri, where the Minnesota Vikings have a 24-10 lead over the St. Louis Rams at halftime. All right, all you net nudniks, get ready for this one. There's a new weekly feature on foxsports.com. You call it. This week's question is, which team, will the Vikings or the Rams, score the final points of today's game? Log on to foxsports.com to give your opinion. We'll return to the Transworld Dome for the start of the second half after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Okay, so maybe lately your driving's been getting you noticed. Well, if you have some bumps in your driving record, maybe it's time you bump into American Family. See if you qualify for American Family's solid auto coverage and fast and fair claim service. It's a strong company to know when bad dings happen to good people. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
We asked Catherine and David Martin to lend us their answering machine and try the US West voice messaging service. Catherine was thrilled because now she can talk on the phone and still get messages. David was delighted because now he can get messages without worrying about broken tapes or muffled messages. So it's no surprise that when we tried to return their old machine, they didn't seem a bit interested. US West. Life's better here.
Protect your home with savings from Menard. Just spray on Thompson's Water Seal and keep moisture out. Great for wood, brick, and concrete surfaces. $3.95 a gallon after $2 rebate. Seal out cold winds with a new storm door from Mastercraft by Larson. The triple track features a fully adjustable window and screen with lifetime warranty. Just $129 after rebate. Save on everything for your home at Menard.
Save big money at Menards.
How do you know when the Dodge summer clearance is here? Because time really starts to fly. And you have a limited opportunity to buy a Dodge Ram starting at $15,200. Or lease this Dodge Ram for a remarkable $219 a month. But either way, you get the only truck that has won Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award for 4 straight years. So hurry in today while time is still on your side. Plus, now there's a special allocation of Ram 4x4s.
Oh? What? Oh? Oh?
The Minnesota Vikings have a 24-10 St. Louis halftime lead. Hello, everybody. I'm Ray Bentley along with my broadcast partner, Ron Pitts. And there's a new feature on Fox this year, Ask the Pro. And we have Lars Blue from Bagley, Minnesota, called in, Ronnie. Yeah. And he wants to know, are the Vikings going to do anything this year?
Well, yeah, of course they will. And all you got to do is look at, like we said, the firepower they have on offense, the 3 wide receivers, and Moss really rounds out that crew. You know, they have the ability with a tight end to make plays. And then the great running game along with the quarterback really makes it all exciting. Brad Johnson can make the plays, very consistent, doesn't make the mistakes. And you saw that big run by Robert Smith. I think that really kind of sums up the way this offense will play this year. And they're going to throw a monkey wrench in the division like they do every year, if not win the division. I think they're just that good.
Well, Lars, I hope that answers your question. Let's take a look at Robert Smith's touchdowns today. Ronnie, he's just blown through this line. Here's the first one.
Yeah, you know, and it's all outside, whether it's a cutback or it's a handoff off tackle. And he's got the speed there. We see that sprinter stride that he gets into, and you're just not going to catch him. They've got the great offensive line. But then you go to the other side of the ball, Ray, and everybody talks about John Randall, what they've gotten. Derek Alexander, he's playing well, too. The linebacking core, they're fast, and they can make the big plays. That's why I think Minnesota will have a good year this year. You look at the stats, the turnovers is really the only thing that's keeping the Vikings down at this point. And they've led to 10 points. But for the Rams, the turnovers are the thing that's really killed them.
Well, you look at the yardage from the Vikings, the explosiveness of that offense, the huge run, the 74-yarder from Robert Smith, and Randy Moss has been all over it in the first half. But let's look at how they worked against John Randall in this first half.
You know, you got two ways you can do them. You could double team him, and that time they tried to single team, and obviously it didn't work. And it goes inside. You can see they got help with the tight end. If he goes inside, you got a better chance to double him. That time a back comes up and helps him. Here is going to see the back again. That's just working one-on-one with Wayne Gandy. But either you got to use a back to come down late if he's inside the chip. You don't want to use two offensive linemen inside because it keeps you single and short-handed on the other side. And you look there, he is not lined up at the end position so far.
Mitch Berger bangs it away to start our second half. Tony Horn from the end zone. Oh! Lit up at the 12-yard line. My goodness, what a pop coming in there.
They said, let's just have a meeting at Horn's chest around the 12-yard line.
Robert Tate, backup wide receiver, he blew things up early in the second half. So the St. Louis offense will get started again with poor field position from their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, going back to that thing about Randall, like you said, he hadn't lined up outside, and that's what the Rams thought they would see. They had done their protection schemes all week for Randall outside. So what do? They move him back inside to try to throw off the tendencies.
Randall spent a lot of time outside in the opener against Tampa Bay last week. Banks doubles out of the blocks and then fall back at the 10-yard line. Turf Monster got a tackle.
That's the kind of thing that poor football teams do. And the Rams don't want to head down the same deep, dark tunnel they went down last year. But those are the kind of things that started off. It's hard enough to play this game just being on your feet. You see right there?
The center got it.
The center stepped on his foot. That happens a lot. But unfortunately, it happens. When it does happen, you know you're snake bit.
Right. That's when them size 14s meet up with them size 13s. Banks will throw on second down, drills it into Conwell, his tight end. Ernie Conwell's first reception. Ed McDaniel with the coverage and the tackle.
Well, how about Ed McDaniel? Is he a character or what? His thing now is to be a movie critic. He rates every movie. He can tell you about every single movie, whether or not the acting is good, whether or not the plot is worth anything, how long the running time is, how much the movie costs, and what theater you can find it at. And still play pro football. That's talent.
And play as well. 135 tackles a year ago to lead the Vikings. Banks out of the shotgun. Tries for the sideline, and he does pick up Isaac Bruce with the reception, and they'll mark it good enough for first down yardage. Pickup of 10 yards.
I think Tony Banks works best when you put him on the half roll, or the dash play as they call it. Why? Because that gets him out of the pocket, and he's such an athlete that he's better doing things while he's on the move. And his vision increases. He can see more back there. He's a tall kid now. You're talking a guy 6'4.5", pushing 6'5". He can see well anyway, but I just think he's used to that basketball type play and style. And when you get him on the perimeters, he feels more comfortable.
He was an outfielder in the Twins organization. Used to throwing out there on the run. Conwell with another reception to the 30-yard line before Dwayne Rudd brings him down.
You know, Zach Wiegert has been matched up man-to-man without help a lot of times on John Randall today, and he's done a pretty darn good job. Now, Wiegert is nothing small. He goes about 6'5", 310. Right there. Watch this matchup. First thing Uyghur does, he gets his hands on it. And then he keeps him away from his body so Randall can't grab him and pull him. And if you can do that and then move your feet, you got a chance.
That's the key, the feet. The feet kept moving, and he stayed with John Randall. 2nd and 5. Vikings to blitz. Greg Hill with a save. He's wide open at the 40. Cuts back to the 45, 46-yard line before he is corralled. They caught him in a blitz for a 16-yard pickup. Ed McDaniel and Orlando Thomas on the stop of Greg Hill.
They came with the run blitz that time, hoping to hit a gap. But a lot of times you pick wrong. Watch Griffith work inside and watch where it bounces. Boy, I'm surprised that Dixon didn't come back and recognize that play. He didn't even see it. It went right back across his face.
1st and 10. Banks will hand it to Hill again. He'll work outside to his right. He's tracked down by Dwayne Rudd again. Dwayne Rudd. I'm telling you, this guy is one of the best young linebackers in all of football.
Well, you think about the linebackers that come out of Alabama. You automatically think of guys like Cornelius Bennett, Derek Thomas.
There's a couple good ones.
And they're all like that. And he said, oh, yeah, you know, when you're at Alabama, they're the gods and you're just a peon passing through.
Well, he's soon to be a god if he continues to play this way.
I wonder, why don't they just put his hand down and let him rush, come off the corner some more?
He's too valuable inside making plays. And they have good people up front, do the Vikings. 2nd and 9, let's call it, for Tony Banks. He'll dump it underneath. He's got Greg Hill, his first reception of the day, and Hill takes a shot from Dwayne Rudd.
Now, we talked about the matchup with John Randall on Zach Uyghur, and Uyghur being a strong physical guy. But now, let's see what happens when he goes on the other side against Fred Miller, who had some problems last week. Miller goes to his face right away, gets pushed back late. But that's why you have to have the timing, and that's why they've been coaching so much for Tony this week. Tempo is important. We don't have all day with that guy on the other side of the field.
Big play, 3rd down for the Rams. Greg Hill powers his way to a 1st down up the middle. Let's take a game break. We'll go out to our network center in Los Angeles and James Brown.
Ray and Ron, things continuing to go bad for Tampa Bay. Dilfer out due to leg cramps. Walsh is in. Walsh promptly throws a pick to Tyrone Williams. Dilfer getting IV right now. He is expected to return. Right now it's still 16-0 Green Bay. Back to Ray and Ron.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, unfortunately, pulled a rough lie. They had to go to Minnesota in the opener. Then they got to go to Green Bay. And that's a 1st down.
1st down for St. Louis. The drive stays alive. We're seeing a lot of Greg Hill on this drive. We're also seeing a lot of Dwayne Rudd, who led the Vikings with 12 tackles in the opener. He has 7 already this afternoon. Gerald Moore checks in, gives Greg Hill a breather on 1st and 10. Play action. Banks throws a dangerous ball, looking for Eddie Kennison. Griffith almost over there for the trifecta, along with Orlando Thomas.
You see Banks pointing to himself there. He's letting a couple fly high.
His timing's up, it seems.
Yeah, his timing's up, but that ball's sailing on him, which usually means you're not setting completely and letting it throw. He looked like he set pretty well there.
He overthrew it. Actually, that could have been caught easily by Eddie Kennison.
That ball should have been caught. He pointed to himself, but that ball's got to be caught. See, no, that's a stat that doesn't show up.
Drop balls.
Yeah, when Carter or Reed make those great catches.
Banks will throw it in. Lee, run on the coverage. Lee almost made the great catch, and then he looked for the flag right away. Tony Banks 4 of 6 for 26 yards so far on this drive.
We talked about Rudd's quickness, and that pays off when you're in a position you have to cover.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 now. And Banks will go to the shotgun. And he'll take a timeout. Running out of time on the play clock. Rams on 3rd down. When we return, they trail Minnesota by 14.
All right.
right, captains, we're going to have a coin toss now. If this is a team, we'll call it in the air. We want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. Does anyone have change for $1?
What? Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom with Southwest Airlines fun fares that begin at $39.
You're now further out the country.
Now's the time to discover the great selection of 1998 Oldsmobile cars and trucks available at Discover Days. Consider the Bravada. Its exclusive Smart Track system automatically adjusts to changing road conditions. Now receive our lowest financing of the year at 0.9% and enjoy over $3,000 in finance savings. Or, for a limited time, receive $2,500 cash back on the Bravada. Discover Days with 0.9% financing on all 98 Oldsmobiles at your Oldsmobile dealer now.
This ain't Altoona or Pawtucket, kid, no. Now you're pouring beer in the show. Well, not just any beer, either. We're talking big leagues, kid. We're talking Coors Light. Wearing this tray out there is like waving a red flag at a bull. 40,000 thirsty fans looking for the coldest beer around. The Rocky Mountain refreshment of frost-brewed Coors Light.
Think you can handle it, kid?
Yeah. Hey, beer man!
Rookies.
What's up, kids?
Hey, mind if I play?
Right. Find out how you can play youth football in your town. Call 1-800-NFL-SNAP.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the 3 most important words are, hey, beer, man.
3rd and 10 for the St. Louis Rams, 11th play of this drive. Ronnie, they've had to burn 3 timeouts because they didn't have the right people on the field.
Right, that's just poor management of knowing what your substitutions need to be.
Thanks from the shotgun. Good time, he'll scramble out of there.
Look who's chasing him.
Wayne running and Robert lights Tony Banks up over on the sideline. Now he's going to tell him about it.
As if he wasn't there to see it himself.
John Randall had the chase on this one.
Okay, now that's the first time Randall's been on the in position. So what do? They bootleg it out to the other side. And they try to get 2 on him. Wow, that's a hit.
Robert
that's a hit.
Griffith, the safety assassin. And Rick Tootin will have to boot this one away. David Palmer at his 10. Tootin with a sky ball.
That's a high kick.
Palmer will field it at the 22-yard line. And that's where the Vikings will be in business. They have a 24-10 lead, 9:32 left in the 3rd quarter.
They are men on a mission.
Boom! You got it. We ain't going nowhere until you move this sled today.
To train their electric football counterparts to be MVP.
What was that?
In the Snickers Shock Zone game.
You got it? Yeah, that's good. You want to be MVP, baby? Oh, shake it off. Shake it off.
What is with this? With the circle. Hey, I don't get the circle. Are you listening to me?
Collect Snickers wrappers and watch TV September 20th. If you've got the Shock Zone MVP, you've got $2 million.
MVP.
I smell MVP. Smell that?
55. What'll it be?
We'll take some rice and get some pork, too.
Yeah.
Now you can choose which teams you see every Sunday with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket. There's up to 13 regular season games a week.
Right check on farm.
Hey, Brett. Hey, John.
So stock up on all your favorites. NFL Sunday Ticket. It's not on cable. See it on DirecTV. So what are you looking at?
Attention shoppers. Now get $200 worth of programming when you get DirecTV.
Hey, mind if I play?
Right, let's go.
Hey, dude, there's Brett Favre. Come on.
Hey, mind if we play?
Mind if I play?
To the left. Pizza! Who orders the pizza?
Say, man, mind if I play?
Sorry, Dion. Game's full.
Let's go!
Who do you think you are? Mr. Pit You're never gonna get my love.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
The Minnesota Vikings will take over on their 23-yard line. Their initial possession of the first half.
Hey, was Griffith fired up after that hit or what?
He had me going up here.
Man. No, we don't want to get you going.
No,
you might have an inside linebacker flashback.
You might have something for me, though. I remember those days. It'll be Smith on first down. He'll pick up 3 yards. Wow. Or he is brought down by Joe Phillips and DeMarco Farr.
Randall McDaniel just buried somebody. I mean, those are the kind of hits that just make you wonder, why am I out here? He drove somebody clear across to the other hash mark.
Randall McDaniel made his 140th consecutive start. He's been to 9 consecutive Pro Bowls. He ate up Warren Sapp for Tampa Bay last week. Johnson on 2nd and 7 will roll it outside as a flag is on the field. He was brought down by Kevin Carter.
They're going to get Mike A. Jones. He just, for some reason, got in a grabbing match with the tight end and had enough of it. Or the tight end might have grabbed him.
A lot of grabbing going on. Our referee Bob McElwee will sort it out for us.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, 52 defense. Enforcing the end of the play, first down.
That's a huge penalty. You know, the contact between the outside linebacker and the tight end goes on all day long. And sooner or later, somebody's going to get enough of it, get a little overheated, and then do that. Just go nuts.
Yeah, it will degenerate. It will get violent.
Great.
First down and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings at the 41, just shy of their own 41-yard line. Evans and Smith in the backfield.
See Brad checking off. 8 men in the box.
Blitz is coming. And he throws it outside to Jake Reed. Reed works on Todd Light for a first down.
That's a good picture. You could see why he checked off there. He saw the safety come down, making an 8-man front, which means they want to try to slam your run game. But if 8 men are down inside, that means you got 3 outside. It's probably man-to-man coverage outside, and that's why he threw the quick hitch and the quick out.
Brian Billick, the offensive coordinator, told us they don't really check off that many times, 4 or 5 times a game, but when they do, they expect success. Smith with success over to the right side again. Picks up first down yardage, forced out of bounds by Todd Light. And keep live.
There's just so much weight on that right side. We talked about Big David Dixon, 71, but you also got Corey Stringer over there at 360. It's hard not to move people. And if anybody thinks these guys don't have a lot to do with Robert Smith's success, they're crazy. They have everything to do with it.
Corey Stringer, a 2-time All-Big Ten lineman of the year. His 46th start for these Vikings. Started every game since he came to Minnesota. 3 wide receiver package. Moss down on the left, and Johnson's looking for him in the end zone. Randy Moss will not catch this one. Dexter McCleon with good position, good inside coverage.
McCleon was beat, and what did Brad Johnson say? I have a hard time not underthrowing this guy because of his speed. He can just take off and get the ball.
Hasn't overthrown him yet.
Now McCleon will be beat here. See, he's looking in the backfield a little too much, but he gets his head around. And now he just cuts off and looks back at the ball. Had he not looked back at that football, they would have called interference, rightfully so. But he cut off the receiver, then looked back. Brad's got to lead Moss a little bit more on that throw, and then he would have had it.
Second down and 10. Leroy Ford in the backfield for the Vikings. Johnson will go for the screen to Horde, but it's covered up. And now the ball comes out, and it's picked up. This is Mike D. Williams, and he'll be run down by Leroy Horde. No, the big guy rolls over Horde down to the 13-yard line. DeMarco Farr made the hit. Mike D. Jones picks it up in a 38-yard return.
The discussion will be whether or not his hand was coming forward. Brad Johnson, if his hand was coming forward, then that is an incomplete pass. First of all, I think it's questionable whether or not it's in the grasp. And that ball just slipped a lot like it slipped last year. You saw in the pregame show when he had trouble with the muscles in his forearm. Like I say, it's questionable in the grasp, but that's just a fumble if they're not going to call that, because it clearly came out before his arm was coming forward.
The fumble and then the rumble from Mike D. Jones puts the Rams first and 10. And Greg Hill will fight his way for a couple of tough yards in the middle. Jerry Ball makes the tackle. Mike D. Jones picked up from New England in the early preseason, has a huge play, moved into the starting lineup today for the first time.
Yeah, we keep talking about DeMarco Farr.
He made the play.
Still making plays. He wraps up Johnson.
Isaac Bruce in motion on 2nd and 7. Banks looks to throw. He's got Conwell, the tight end. Conwell doesn't want to go down. He'll pick up close to first down yardage as Dwayne Rudd and Ed McDaniel hang on to Ernie Conwell.
Conwell told us yesterday that his favorite route is that Y angle where he can work out to the flat and then option, depending on what the coverage is, go in or out. And that's what it looks like he did on that play. Got some heat on Banks right there, but, you know, Conwell, they say, is the strongest guy on the team. You know, he can bench press the world, squat the world, and it looked like it on that play, but he just kept going.
3rd down and 1. And they'll pitch it outside. This is Hill with a cutback inside. It's going to be close. I don't know if he got it. That's Ed McDaniel coming up with the tackle.
Well, and if I'm Vermeil, I'm going for this one.
You got to.
I'm going for this one. 24 to 10. I'm going. And you have to make the assumption that if you can't get a yard here, then you're not going to be able to get a yard anywhere the rest of the season. You have to know, your team has to get confidence somewhere that they can make a crucial conversion of a 3rd down, actually a 4th down in this case, against a good team when they have to do it.
And Minnesota was strong in short yard situations last week, stopping Mike Alstott on 3 out of 4 tries in 3rd and 2 or less.
First off, where's John Randall? That's number 1. He looks like he's on this side over here. Let's see if they go away from him.
Hill and Harris in the backfield. They'll run the same play, pitching out to Hill. He'll have room outside. Touchdown, St. Louis.
There was a lot of controversy last week on that man's shoulders right there, Dick Vermeil, for not starting Greg Hill in place of Gerald Moore. The team paid the price for it. The pressure was on, and so he went back to the guy who he felt could make plays and put the ball in the end zone and not fumble it in the end zone like they had last week.
Jeff Wilkins adds the extra point, and the Rams close the gap to 7. They trail now 24 to 17.
It is one of the most powerful warships, with satellite communications, radar and propulsion systems that are the most advanced in the world. But USS Mitcher cannot do a single thing without you. Because the most important part of USS Mitcher is her crew of over 250 sailors who every day embark on a journey of honor, of courage, and of commitment. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Let the journey begin.
Now's the time to discover the great selection of all 1998 Oldsmobile cars and trucks available at Discover Days. Consider the Cutlass, winner of the AAA Top Car Award, or the 88, voted a Best Buy 8 years straight by Consumers Digest. Right now, get $1,250 cash back on Cutlass and $2,500 cash back on 88. Or get our lowest financing of the year at 0.9% on all 98 Oldsmobiles. Discover Days at your local Oldsmobile dealer now.
After 15 seasons, John Elway led the Broncos to gridiron glory. With 3 championships, Troy Aikman has been called the best of his generation. 2 of the game's greatest clash in a showdown for the ages. The Cowboys battle the Broncos next. Bernie Williams and the Yankees take on the Orioles, or the Dodgers battle the Giants. Coverage begins with In the Zone at 12:30 Eastern and Pacific on Fox.
The most unpredictable, most talked about series of the year is back.
That kind of frank dialogue troubles me.
Ally McBeal, season premiere tomorrow at 9, 8 Central.
4 plays, 14 yards, ate up a minute 54 off the clock. St. Louis closes to within 7 on Greg Hill's second rushing touchdown of the day, all set up by DeMarco Farr, forcing the fumble, and Mike D. Jones rumbling 38 yards with it. Wilkins kicks this deep. It'll be David Palmer in his end zone, and he'll down it. The Vikings will take it 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Greg Hill is turning into a story for these St. Louis Rams.
And funny thing about that, after last week when Dick Vermeil declared him inactive, all the players, all the offensive linemen came around his locker and said, hey, we just want you to know we're behind you. We don't believe in the decision, and you're still our guy. He said it almost brought tears to my eyes. Almost cried.
No
That's
crying
amazing.
in football.
No crying in football.
Well, it's tears of joy right now for Greg Hill. 1st and 10 for Minnesota. Johnson will dump it outside to Robert Smith. Mike Jones forces him out of bounds. Mike A. Jones, pickup of 1 on the play. Brad Johnson, the fumble forced by DeMarco Farr, and this is a scary thing for Brad Johnson.
You know, this is a thing that happened to him in the Green Bay game last year when he started to develop that neck problem. It affected the nerve, which affected his grip on the ball. And the ball came out just like that. Now, this is a different situation. I think he's got somebody draped all over him, but
DeMarco Farr got on his nerves that time. 2nd and 9. Smith, no room up the middle. That Rams defense is fired up. It's Ray Agnew with the tackle. Last year, let's take a look at Brad Johnson in his throwing motion. We compared it last year to this year, or last year to last week, actually. He had to relearn how to throw a football.
He said he was so weak coming in for minicamp that he literally could not pick up a hat. And you can't tell a difference there, but he was so weak that he couldn't do anything, and gradually he got it back.
Had to retrain himself and relearn how to throw a football. Looks like he did a good job at that. 3rd and 6. Johnson with play action. Kevin Carter's got him around the 10. He'll get it away. Almost picked off by Charlie Clemens, and the Rams defense rises up.
We talked about the one force on the outside for the Rams, the ability to get Kevin Carter in the backfield. And you can just see the way the defensive front and the whole defense plays different after a score from your offense. I mean, this is a team sport, and what goes on the offensive side, regardless of what people say, does affect your mentality, how you play on the defensive side.
Mitch Berger, a beauty. It'll be Eddie Kennison from the 30-yard line. Kennison restarts. He's got room up the field. He's wide open crossing midfield. He's got the punter to beat, and he'll beat him. He's on the distance. Eddie Kennison, a 70-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Wow is right. You could just feel it as he caught the ball, though. And this is the Eddie Kennison of old. Last year, the guy had a slump, came out and didn't have any touchdowns last year. Now this year, he's got 2, and 1 on a huge, very timely punt return.
Officially a 71-yarder. Wilkins tacks on the extra point, and we are all tied up in St. Louis. The Rams strike twice. 24-24, 3:37 left in the 3rd quarter.
At At Transamerica,
Why?
we have specially priced life insurance policies for people who still exercise without a trainer. Call a Transamerica agent. The people in the pyramid working for you.
Come on, guys. Come on. We put the product design right in front of the kids to see what they think. I click on that guy right up there.
That's cool. Linda, we need help.
Kids are great with computers because they'll tell you exactly what they think. That's strange.
Oh,
The other thing you want to do is be able to collect these cards along the way. Computers are great for kids because they have infinite patience.
I want to do it.
That's a good thing.
Here at VMI, we were asked to try the new Norelco Advantage for 21 days. There was quiet dissension.
I'm not giving up my blade.
And anxious inquiry.
The heck is this? Goo?
But then we started to realize the lotion actually gave us a closer, smoother shave than we expected. Without the nicks and cuts like blades. Our fear diminished. Our hopes arose, and life got a little less hairy.
Come on, babyface, move it!
The new Norelco Advantage. Put it to the test. If you don't like it, they'll give you your money back guaranteed.
With Transamerica Life Insurance and your estate plan, you can be sure your money will go where you want it to go. The people in the pyramid working for you.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Norelco for an unexpectedly close shave. Put it to the test. By DirecTV, what are you looking at? And by Microsoft, where do you want to go today?
Eddie Kennison has taken the roof off the Trans-World Zone. Third career punt return for a touchdown. Wilkins will kick this one out of bounds, and the Vikings will get good field position.
That, to me, makes no sense whatsoever. That is a huge, huge error. I mean, now you're going to give the Vikings the ball at the 40-yard line after a very, very big play. You've got the momentum, and the first thing you give them is field position.
So the Rams are back in this one. We're tied up 24-24 with 3:32 left in our third quarter.
My dad always said, as soon as I get a computer, you'll come out with something better.
So to make sure people like Dad have the latest computer, invented YourWare, technology that grows with you. For just $49.95 a month, you can buy a computer with an Intel Celeron processor, internet access, and in 2 years you can trade it in toward the purchase of a new one.
What do you call this thing?
YourWare. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and let's talk about YourWare.
Ever think about the one, the only Pizza Hut pan, the holder of our favorite pizza? Yeah, we ooh and ah over the bubbling cheese and stuff, but do we ever compliment the pan? Thanks, pan, for making the crust so crispy and chewy. No, the pizza gets all the attention in the pan. Well, it gets washed. In honor of the forgotten pan, Pizza Hut is doing something unforgettable. For a very short time, a supreme or up to 3 toppings pan pizza's just $8.99. $8.99. Oh, Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
The most dynamic personality of this TV season is Sue Costello.
Nice going, sexy. Are they looking?
Costello premieres Tuesday at 8:30, 7:30 Central.
14 points in the last 1 minute and 38 seconds. The Rams have tied this one up. Minnesota takes over on their 40. They'll give it to Smith. Smith with a crack in the middle. He'll pick up 8 yards on first down. Let's take a look at that touchdown return from Eddie Kennison.
The thing he's got to do, and he's been flirting with it all day, is make the first 2 guys miss. He sets up deception. He starts right, and then he just beats everybody right down the center of the field. And at first glance, I thought that maybe the Vikings were too bunched up, but that's where he beat them, was right down the middle of where they were bunched up. That's just a great job of returning, and that's Frank Gantz, the special teams coach.
2nd and 2. Nowhere to go for Smith.
You know what
Mike D. Jones with the stop.
You know what I thought, Ray, is that the Vikings last series got a little conservative. They came out, and they're still in regular people. 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. And I think they thought with a 24-10 lead that they could just kind of run this thing out. Yeah. But now they're going to have to rethink this and get back into their 3 wide out mode when possible. And like right now.
Right now, Jake Reed and Chris Carter to the left. Randy Moss up top. Leroy Horde in the backfield. Moss in motion.
Rams don't have the right personnel in the field.
The 2-man route. Chris Carter with the reception down to the 34-yard line. Keith Lyle on the coverage.
The Rams got caught, I believe, with the wrong personnel on the field. The Vikings had 3 wides and a tight end, but you see the linebacker there? He's out there on Chris Carter. That forces now, you go man-man with your safety on Chris Carter. That's not the matchup you want. That's why Lyle was playing so far off.
With that reception, Chris Carter ties James Lawton as his 6th all-time reception leader. Robert Smith takes it for 10 on the outside. That's 764 receptions in the career of Chris Carter.
That's a lot of catches. And that's a great story. He got together with Randy Moss. Right after Moss was drafted, Moss moved from Virginia down to Florida, Boca Raton. And Chris Carter has a very famous workout program that he goes through. Jake Reed's involved in it. And just being in that whole mix, he got on the right track then, and you can see it.
Certainly helped out Randy Moss. Helped himself as well. Johnson will give it to Horde on 1st and 10. Horde picks up 3. Charlie Clemens with the stop on the right side along with Mike Jones.
Mike Tice, offensive line coach for the Minnesota Vikings. He's been out in the field more than the players have. I mean, something doesn't go right, or maybe it's going right. He's just out there letting people know.
Mike Tice only knows one way to get it done, and that is full speed. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings. Johnson. Carter overthrows.
Wow, what a
one-hand grab.
What a catch.
But he's out of bounds with it. Good coverage from the safety, Keith Lyle, in the corner, Dexter McLeon. But how about that grab?
This is what Carter does so well. He's got excellent body control. He always knows where he's at. Now, there's no way he can get himself back in bounds, catch it up. But look at that catch.
Just roll it up the arm a little bit.
Watch
that's
this.
A trick catch.
That's one of them Harlem Globetrotters wide receiver catches. I think somebody gave a great analogy on that. He plays basketball on a football field, and he does.
3rd down, 7 yards.
Grant, we was awful fast. The contact, he made the contact. And Johnson got rocked.
Offensive pass interference, number 47. Ball out of first down.
But they said 47. I believe it was light 41. I may be mistaken. That's Little 57. He gets a shot.
Yeah, Light was on him.
And the funny thing about it, Light actually makes the recovery in time. You know, you get scared that you're beat and now you recover. If you would have just turned around, he might have had another interception.
A little bit underthrown from Brad Johnson. The Vikings go 1st and goal from the 1. Leroy Horde squirms his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Leroy Horde. First touchdown of the year. And Minnesota answers the challenge.
That's the mark of a good team. Key break there on the pass interference, but they come down and answer. Watch the line surge. Watch the white shirts. Big Randall McDaniel coming by, getting a kick out, and a nice lead by Evans up there. And that's just a good effort, too, by Hort. He spins and was able to get that touchdown on the second effort.
Gary Anderson boots the extra point, and the Vikings go out at 7 points on the Rams. Leroy Horde. Let's give a listen to a touchdown. You always look at touchdowns. Sometimes it might help you to hear a touchdown. Boy, he took a pop from Eric Hill, but spun it inside and found pay dirt.
Now, Ray, you've been down inside like that before.
A few times.
What's that level? You know, I was a corner. I came off the field in short yardage goal line.
Which was good by you.
What's it like when you're down in there with all those bodies?
I love the goal line because there's not a whole lot of dodging down there. It's pretty much straight ahead. And as a linebacker, as Eric Hill in that last one, you get back there and you get your sprinter start, you come and you just fly and you hit it if it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come and you get into that end zone play, and that's where football is football. There's no fair dodging down there.
That's right. It's for real men only down there. And if you're not a real man, get off the field as fast as possible, unless the coach takes you off, and he took me off. So I'm a real man.
You didn't go willingly, did you? He wanted to be out there. I'll guarantee you that. Mitch Berger will kick this one deep. Tony Horn from 1 yard deep. Horn with room on the left side. There's the penalty. It looks like a flip against the Rams again. Horn brings it out to the 23-yard line. 3 times last week the Rams had a penalty on kickoff return.
Block in the back. Number 37 during the return. Half the distance. First down.
Mike Skurlock, the man that they got.
'37 Mike Skurlock. Oh, boy. I just don't understand. They say if you can read the number or the name, don't touch it.
The name was Kylie Wong coming down on coverage, and Skurlock hit him in the back. And that'll put the Rams back at their 8-yard line where they'll start this drive. Hill and Harris in the backfield. This will be Hill. He's got it up the middle. Dwayne Rudd corrals him, but not until Hill picks up 11 yards. 17th carry on the day for Greg Hill. They want to get him 29 or 30.
He said, I'll take it 30.
That may have been the last play in our third quarter as it winds down. See if Tony Banks wants to snap this thing. And he will not get it off. And that is the end of our third quarter with the score. Minnesota 31, St. Louis 24. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
The Lost World with all new seasons November 1st on Fox.
Light up your home with savings from Menard. Check out Regent Lighting's new security lights. Choose high-efficiency 100-watt mercury vapor lights or halogen motion detectors, $19.99 each after rebate. Keep your dog safe in a kennel from Master Healthco. They clamp together easily. The 6x6 kennel is $108. The 6x12 kennel is $166. Lock into low prices with savings from Menard.
Save big money at Menards.
There are occasions when time flies even faster than usual, like during the Dodge Summer Clearance, where you have a limited time to lease a Dodge Dakota for just $199 a month. Or you can buy this Dakota for just over $16,300. But whether you buy or lease, you can still get a no-charge 175 horsepower Magnum V6 plus an automatic transmission. So hurry in while time is still on your side. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
When it comes to really getting out there, we can help you find your own private wilderness. Walking, hiking, and trekking. We're Sorel. We make the footgear to take you there. Comfortable, built to last by people who understand what you're looking for. Sorel. Rugged. Canadian. Original.
Seinfeld, weeknights at 6.
St. Louis with a slow start has turned it back on in the second and third. Minnesota answers with that touchdown. The Rams will take the ball at the start of the fourth quarter from their own 20-yard line.
We talked about how they've been able to, in a way, neutralize that man for today. He's got some great pressures, but I think keeping him inside has helped the Rams because now they can get more help inside on him.
And they've done well with the cutback running game with that pursuing Vikings defense. Tony Banks launches a missile for Isaac Bruce. Bruce down to the 20, down to the 10, 5.
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Isaac Bruce, an 80-yard pass from Tony Banks.
I wonder if Mark McGuire has anything to do with all this.
They're going yard in St. Louis. The longest reception of Isaac Bruce's career, his first touchdown of the season.
And he just beats him, and that one's going to cost him some money, like 500 big ones, but you think he cares? Corey Fuller's playing off, and he's just going to blow him away. Fuller doesn't believe he's going deep, but he never recovers.
Well, what hands?
Tony Banks said they didn't believe in the Viking corners. They didn't feel they were great cover people. And it's coming to fruition.
Wilkins makes the extra point. We're all knotted up. 31-31 in the fourth quarter.
Let me tell you a story about the trucks that never sleep.
Got an early one, huh?
Better fill it up. It's the tough new line of Ford F-Series with over 50 different models to custom fit the job. That's more than anyone else. And they all come with power you can count on. They're like some trusty sidekick in an old Western. Except this movie never ends.
See you tomorrow.
You can count on it. The Ford F-Series, the most powerful, most complete line of trucks ever built, Ford top.
I'm on it! Hey, boys, we got a pizza delivery to 212 Sycamore. Get cooking!
Everybody in the pizza business is looking for a way to deliver oven-fresh pizza. Domino's has a better idea. The new Domino's Heatwave, the only delivery bag that's like a portable oven. Now Domino's pizza is hotter, bubblier, and more delicious than ever. Get a large with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day.
Is it pain? Is it pleasure? Gatorade, is it in you?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Coors Light, frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. By Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher, you either have it in you or you don't. Life is a sport, drink it up. And by Castrol Syntec, the active lubricant.
It's a seesaw battle in St. Louis. 2 plays, 92 yards. The Rams answer. We're knotted at 31 as Wilkins hits it deep to Palmer. Palmer with an answer of his own. He'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Got a flag.
More flags on the field. 24-yard return. We'll see what the call will be. Bring me through that touchdown.
Got the one-on-one matchup over here, and Bruce just blows by Corey Fuller. I mean, it's not like there was an 8-man front where they thought they'd have man-to-man and no help and blitz. He just rolled by him. John Randall right there. We showed in the pregame show about you have to have help chip on it. That's 1, 2 blocks, and now watch the back, Derek Harris. John Randall had to try to fight through 3 people to make that play. That is how you block John Randall. And that man right there, Jim Hannafin, the the offensive line coach. He had the Hogs back in Washington, D.C. back in the day when they were doing everything. He's the man responsible for the good play they had back there.
1st and 10. The Vikes will try Chuck Evans up the middle. Nowhere to go. It's Carter and Agnew on the stop. Isaac Bruce, his 18th 100-yard career game. He had one last week, and look at that. 7 for $159, and of course that touchdown.
They were amazed at his work ethic. He came in on Tuesday, everybody's day off, and everybody's sleeping till noon. He's out running routes, and Jim Hannafin, like we talked before, he said, I really don't mind seeing Randall inside. At least we got a chance to double it. Outside worried me.
Vikings go to 3 wides. Pressure is on, and the flags are down. Ray Agnew with the hit on Brad Johnson.
Watch the stunt down here at the bottom of the screen. The linebacker loops inside, far loops outside, and they just can't pick it up. That is a very good call by the two defensive coordinators for the Rams, Peter Junta and John Bunting.
Peter Junta pointing out to the guilty party. That would be Corey Stringer, guilty of the hold. The Rams will decline the penalty, bringing up a 3rd down and let's call it 7 yards for this Viking offense. And the Rams defense has been all that here in the second half. They played great last week in the second half against the Saints. They're doing it again this week.
And this is as good as football gets here. 3rd down, big play, and they got to get heat on the quarterback, and offense got to make a play.
Flag is down again as Johnson gets sacked. The ball is loose.
Stringer moved early, the right tackle.
See if the whistle was blown before the start of the play.
Prior to the snap, ball starts, 77 offense.
Corey Stringer's
5 yards, 3rd down.
shaken up. 2 penalties in a row.
That's what you say. They are right. They're shaken up. When the heat comes, those tackles get nervous because they know they got to get back and protect the quarterback. And we talk about this, different fronts. The Rams come in, they show a lot of different mixes. Now he's going to sneak in real late. There he comes. And watch Stringer. See, they're mixed up because they're not sure who's going to have to protect where. And they get a little bit antsy and move back.
The Stringer belch costs Minnesota 5 yards. They'll go on 3rd and 13. Johnson will throw again. Looking outside for Moss. He's got Moss for a 1st down, working on Ryan McNeil. Randy Moss.
There's the dilemma for a corner. You know Randy Moss can take you deep. It's 3rd and long distance. You would think play him a little bit tighter or closer to the marker. But Ryan McNeil knows that this guy can blow his doors off. So he's going to give him some respect.
Brad Johnson's down, holding to his left leg or right leg.
Brad Johnson took some shots. He took a shot on that play before. Watch him here. See if we can pick up where he... You know what? I think he did it right before, that 2nd step before the setup. Watch the 2nd step before he sets up. Oh, that's serious.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Billy Joe Hobart last week blew out an Achilles tendon on this very turf.
He did that, Ray, right before that plant step. Now watch here. Watch the step or two before he plants for the setup on his right ankle. It's right there. Somewhere in there it looked like... I don't know. Somewhere in there he looked like he gave a little bit of a hitch.
That'll put Randall Cunningham into the lineup for the Minnesota Vikings.
Now this is interesting. Brian Billick told me yesterday the game changes on how I can call it now with Randall Cunningham in it. You know, Randall is more of an athletic quarterback. He likes to run more and throw on the run. I can't call the same things with Brad that I can call with this guy.
1st and 10 for Randall Cunningham. Coming off the bench. And he'll throw it on 1st down to Robert Smith out of the backfield. Smith will pick up 1 before Eric Hill forces him out of bounds along with Lorenzo Stiles. Now last week on this very turf. This is a dangerous turf. Billy Joe Hobart saw his season come to an end. No one touched him. Yeah. Brad Johnson, they're looking at him now. No one touched him.
Brad Johnson's a tough guy. Everybody knows that. And he was trying to throw last year with the hurt neck. For him to take a knee and go out of the game, he must be pretty seriously hurt.
3 wides in on 2nd and 10. Smith. He gets rocked by Charlie Clemens. Pickup of 2.
Their throwing package is not the same now with Randall Cunningham in the game. I'm not saying they can't be effective, but it just changed. I think it's more on the perimeter now, and it's more movement-oriented, because that's what he does best.
Randall Cunningham completed 50% of his passes last year, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 3rd and 7, Leroy Horde in the backfield, 3 wides on the field for Minnesota, and the blitz is coming in. There's Clemens, and he got Cunningham down. Clemens on the blitz, and then Mike Jones finishes him off.
This is the mixed front look. Vikings knew the Rams would give him some of this. Now there's Clemens right there. The fact that he's there throws off the blocking scheme, because these guys think they're going to block 3. Now all of a sudden it turns into 4, and there's confusion on who to block. The back comes up, but he comes up too late to try to block it. That's a page, Ray, out of Fritz Shermer's book on how to play the Minnesota Vikings on defense.
Nick Berger bangs it out of bounds. No, it'll hit inbounds, and they'll get a bounce. Build the Vikings as Eddie Kennison. They tried to kick it out of bounds. They didn't want to see him go another 80 for a touchdown. So we're all tied up, 31-31, 11:53 left in the 4th quarter.
Every man has a mountain to climb.
What part of Russia is he from, anyway?
Krebs! What are you doing shooting?
Krebs, you're here to rebound. Just stay out of the way.
Yo, coach, you gotta get this Krebs guy out of here.
Krebs.
I know how to spell. I'm from here. Man, you are terrible, terrible.
You want to get somewhere, then work it, then work it.
What mountain did you climb today? What beer was there at the top?
Buy your beer.
Okay, I have Coors Light. That's C-O-O-R-S.
Coors Light. Frost brewed. Rocky Mountain cold.
Steve's band had its first big break last night. So they packed up the new 4-door Ford Ranger and headed out of town.
This can't be right. Trust me, it's gonna be great.
Only to find when they hit the stage, something was a little out of place. Them.
It seems the only thing tougher than Steve's Ranger was last night's crowd. Ford Ranger, built Ford tough.
On King of the Hill season premiere, who's gonna die?
Will there be food at the funeral?
The season's biggest secret will be revealed. Fox Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
The St. Louis Rams will take over on their own 24-yard line after a 57-yard punt from Mitch Berger. Excellent special teams from Berger to get him back out of that hole. The hole could be bigger if Brad Johnson doesn't get back into this game.
Yeah, you're right about that. They retaped that right ankle. And now how that affects his setup, we'll see. But I'm not so sure he didn't hurt that ankle on the play before the play that we saw him go down on.
1st and 10. This will be Greg Hill. Hill bounces it outside. The pursuit is too strong from that Viking defense. Man, they can run. It's Clemens and Alexander.
Boy, Hill stopped awful quick on his ankle that time.
Ed McDaniel also in on that stop.
You know, Hill is a guy with the Kansas City Chiefs who was involved in Marty Schottenheimer's platoon running back system. But one thing the Vikings said is that we've scrimmaged Hill every single year, because the Chiefs would practice over there in Wisconsin, and we know him pretty well, and he's always done well against us, and that bothers us.
Greg Hill, 19 carries, 82 yards thus far. This will be Amp Lee. Amp Lee forced out of bounds by Jimmy Hitchcock and Dwayne Rudd.
Now, this is where we think Johnson hurt his ankle the first time. This is the play before he went out. He got rolled up on right there, and I believe that's it. I don't want to guess, but he did get rolled up on. Looked like DeMarco Farr got him from the backside.
So it'll be 3rd down and 9 now for Tony Banks back in the shotgun. Banks will dump it to Amp Lee over the middle. Lee with a move in open field, brought down by Dwayne Rudd, but not until he gets another Rams first down. Amp Lee, unbelievable, coming out of the backfield, caught 8 balls last week.
You know, the Rams right now, it's their game, and they have the game where they want it. And they didn't expect to be this close. But now it's their game to basically lose it if they're going to do it. They have to be on their cues. They can't make mistakes here. They got to have a ball control set up and make the first downs like that and move this ball down the field.
First and 10 from the 35. Hill into the middle of the field, and he's not going anywhere. Big Jerry Ball shoots the gap and knocks him down. Jerry Ball is the point man of this defense. They called him last year. Chris Carter called him. Coach Denny Green called him. They tried to get Jerry to come out of retirement to join this team, and Jerry had one question.
That's right.
Can you win?
And they said, yeah, we can win.
Of course they said yes.
Chris Carter said, yeah, we can win, but we need a man at the point, and you're that man. And he's a perfect complement to John Randall.
2nd down and 11. Gerald Moore and Amp Lee in the backfield. And Banks will look outside to Kennison. He'll hit him at the 40-yard line. Kennison stopped immediately by Jimmy Hitchcock. And there is a flag on the play. St. Louis penalties. Look at Dick Vermeil's face.
Formation, number 70, offense, not up on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards, 2nd down.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. This is the thing that has killed St. Louis, and it's killed them for quite a while now. This will be the 4th year running. 105 penalty yards in week 1, which was 27th worst in the league, 29th in penalty yards the last 2 years, and 85 today. They're killing themselves. Banks with the shuffle pass to Amp Lee. Lee will pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, this is the game that worried everyone in Minnesota. And it's coming to fruition, unfortunately for them, to have the big win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Division opponent, home opener, exciting new rookie. And then you go down and you play a team that's struggling, that you haven't played since '92.
Upcoming games for the Minnesota Vikings. This is the only one of their first 5 not in their own division. Detroit at home, and then on the road to Chicago and Green Bay.
Don't look at those next 3 games. Worry about getting out of this one alive.
Banks on 3rd and 11. Overshoots Ricky Prohl in the middle of the field. Torian Gray with the coverage and pressure coming from Tony Williams.
Tony Williams will come in and basically spell for Jerry Ball. And he's right down here. He comes in late. And he's able to get a hat on the quarterback.
With 2. It's a line drive to David Palmer. And Palmer stumbles around. He looked like he had some room. And then he's brought down by London Fletcher, making the special teams play for the Rams. 36-yard punt. And the Vikings will take it over with the ball game tied up 31-31 with 7:58 left.
Break through to the new world of Mach 3 from Gillette. The first triple blade shaving system. 3 blades specially positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. So you don't have to shave the same area over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
The other day, Karen had to hurry to a surprise birthday party.
Honey, the doctor's on her way. Oh,
almost there.
So Karen didn't need any surprises from her car.
Just breathe. We need you to breathe easy.
Ford Taurus has billions of real-life miles behind it, and a reliable door-tech engine in it.
The doctor's here. The doctor's here. I hear someone's in a hurry.
And I know 2 people. Make that 3 people. They were sure glad that she bought this car. Ford Taurus. It's built to last.
Pro football is a game of unabashed joy.
Fasten your seatbelts. This could be the start of something new. It's heavenly. It's wonderful. It is bedlam. It is pandemonium. Oh, what a catch. Oh, baby. He's down to the 20. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown. Magnificent. Holy cow. Oh, man. Oh, man. What an unbelievable, stupendous finish.
See why critics are calling That 70s Show the fall's funniest sitcom.
This is the proudest day of my life.
Tonight after The Simpsons on Fox.
Coming up next, the Cowboys visit Mile High to take on the Broncos. Aikman against Elway. That'll be a good one. We got a good one right here, 31-31 in the fourth quarter. As you look at this 17 straight home wins for the Broncos.
They're tough to beat in Denver, that's for sure.
1st and 10. Randall Cunningham will hand up the middle to Robert Smith for a pickup of 4 on 1st down. Let's go down to the sidelines. Our Pete Peterson has an update on Brad Johnson. Pete?
Well, guys, Brad Johnson walking around very gingerly on that right ankle. He had it retaped. He's walking around, like I said. He's in a good bit of pain, but Randall Cunningham in right now. They will reevaluate as the game goes on, but right now Johnson, as you can see, is on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know how much reevaluation is going to take place. I think he's there for the duration because he'd be out there now in a tied game with 7 minutes left and they have the ball.
Robert Smith looking for room on the cutback. Thrown to the ground by Jay Williams and Lorenzo Styles.
Yeah, I just keep thinking about that playoff game. Look at Bill at the offensive coordinator. That playoff game last year
when the
against
Vikings
the Giants.
beat the Giants.
And it's funny, they say up in Minnesota that Randall Cunningham had a great preseason. And this staff believes that he is the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
3rd down and 4. Moss at the bottom. Carter and Reed at the top. Leroy Horde in the backfield. Cunningham to throw. He'll look for Carter over the middle. Todd Light there with the coverage. And it's incomplete, and that's 4th down now for the Vikings. Another big play from Todd Light.
The Rams have been able to force the 4th down situation. Get off the field in 3rd down, it's huge. If you can't do that, you can't win at this level, especially if you're playing against teams with firepower like Minnesota and the Green Bay's have.
And we'll get to see Eddie Kennison return another punt from Mitch Berger. Kennison set at his 10-yard line.
Now I might think of kicking away.
And Berger does. Kicks this one deep. Kennison will take it at his 16. And he's hit immediately by Kylie Wong. 36-yard punt, 1-yard return. We're all tied up, 31-31.
Say Spider-Man is like Castrol Syntec motor oil. And this is a harmful particle in your engine. Get the point? You see, Syntec's patented stabilizers seek out and neutralize harmful particles, protecting in ways other oils can't. Castrol Syntec, the active lubricant.
It's a small world, not of my experience.
This is what we're after.
It's in ferrous sulfide. Who are they? What do we know about them?
They'll be very well armed.
My kind of job.
United Artists presents the thriller that will keep you guessing.
What's in the case?
Keep you thinking.
The girl sold us out. We're following the wrong people.
And keep you on the edge of your seat. Academy Award winner Robert De Niro.
What are you?
Ronin, rated R, starts Friday, September 25th.
This Wednesday on Fox.
Should we be doing this?
I have no idea.
Laura Layton moves to Beverly Hills
She's gonna hurt you.
I hope so.
for the season premiere of 90210. Then, on the season premiere of Party of Five,
You're still the one I run to.
the most important year of their lives is about to begin.
Promise not to change without telling me.
Party of Five. After 90210, the new season begins Wednesday at 8, 7 Central.
On King of the Hill season premiere, Who's Gonna Die?
Fox needs me, although you can't tell by the way they treat me.
Find out Fox Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Watch just Dwayne Butler working on Tajee Allen. Now, this is what goes on the perimeters and special teams. He doesn't see another guy coming to earhole him here. Bam!
Tony Horn.
Tony Horn came by receiver and got some good wood.
Give Butler credit. He got up. And now
this
is our team.
This is our special teams guy. Look at his hustle. He doesn't have to worry about an earhole shot. He's just got to get in position and get the shot. And they...
Tony West, our mini camera guy, working hard on the sideline.
Good job, Tony. Our guys always work hard.
They
do a great job. The best in the business, I might add.
1st and 10. Banks will give it off to Hill. Hill dodges one man in the backfield, fights his way up to the line of scrimmage where Jerry Ball and John Randall make the stop. Tomorrow on Milestone Monday, a secret diary exposes every dirty Melrose secret on the 200th episode of Melrose Place. Then it's the season premiere of the year's most talked about show, Ally McBeal. It all happens tomorrow at 8, 7 Central on Fox. You're a big Melrose guy, Ronnie, I understand.
I wouldn't say that, but, you know.
Second down.
I'm just not home enough.
Yeah. Ernie Conwell catches it at the 20, works his way up to the 25-yard line before Dixon Edwards and Corey Fuller corralling.
So you keep talking about that Rams offensive line. And big Orlando Pace, first-round pick from 2 years ago. You know, like all other rookies, he came in, had the big training camp holdout, and really had to struggle to get his technique together. But he's starting to come around. He's got Ray what I think is the key to that tackle position. Foot movement.
The feet.
Yeah, he slides his feet. You slide the feet, the big body, the hands, all that stuff comes. He can deal with the speed rushing.
Tough to quick a man with good feet. Banks will throw it outside. He's got Isaac Bruce. First down yardage. Forced out of bounds by Jimmy Hitchcock.
Rams need to work the clock now. Keep the drives going. Stay on the field.
2 timeouts left for the Rams. Today's game is being produced by Pete Macheska and directed by Michael Frank. The associate director is Ronit Larone. The broadcast associate, Eric Big E Billigmeyer. Technical producer is Dan Rotante. Studio was produced by Scott Eckerson, directed by Bob Levy. Banks will throw on 1st and 10.
Oh,
you get Conwell over the middle.
Randall finally got there.
And John Randall put the big pressure on Tony Banks.
Yeah, the sack is nice, but hits pay dividends later on in your quarterback. There's Randall. He's inside. And Wiegert worked on him about as long as he could. The ball came out, but that ball should have been caught.
Yeah, Ernie Conwell's got to have that.
You still don't want to see your quarterback picking himself up that much. How about his commercial chasing that little chicken?
That's a classic. And then the barbecue at the end, the payoff. 2nd and 10. Banks will hand it off up the middle on a draw play. Hill will pick up 2.
This is the kind of game that the Vikings did not want to get into. And the Rams, well, they got to pinch themselves every now and then on this one. Because the way they played the last year and in that last game, this is all good for them. But for that man there, Denny Green, he knows he's in serious, serious trouble.
He's in a dogfight. 3rd down and 8. Banks from the shotgun. Looking for Ampli. He throws it outside. It's picked off, and then they're going to say it is an interception by Jimmy Hitchcock. Had one last week in the 4th quarter. Does it again this week.
And there's the big play that the Vikings needed.
4th interception on the day for Tony Banks. Pressure from John Randall.
One-on-one. You see him slap the hands down. He got in there and he forces Tony Banks to pull the trigger a little bit outside. Maybe he's late on the ball anyway. And then Hitchcock just jumps all over it. They said Hitchcock likes to jump the route. He likes to squat on things, and that time he squatted and it paid off.
Glover in motion. Flag flies. Cunningham throws it out to Glover. Glover hit and knocked out of bounds by Todd Light. Illegal motion on the Vikings.
That's a big... That's a big penalty there for Minnesota.
And St. Louis trying to figure out what they want to do with this.
Definitely got to take them back.
2 men moving prior to the snap, and they did not reset. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
You're right. You want to move them out of field goal position and move them back as far as possible. You'll take any yardage you can get.
That puts them about midfield, exactly midfield. But the bottom line is the Vikings got the play that they needed. And now it's up to Randall Cunningham to get the points that they need.
Moss and Carter up to the top. Jake Reed down below. They'll give it off to Robert Smith to the left side. He's got a seam. He'll pick up 6, call it 7 yards before Toby Wright comes up from the strong safety spot for the tackle. Minnesota coming in had to run the football out of 3 wide receivers. They've done a pretty decent job of it.
Oh, they've done a great job of it. There it is right there. 3 wide receivers in the game. 12 carries, 125 yards, and you had a couple big runs by Robert Smith.
Both touchdowns came out of that. 177 total rushing yards for the Vikings on 2nd and 8. Cunningham looks over to the middle of the field, throws this one up for grabs. Good coverage from Todd Light and Toby Wright.
The pressure's good. The Rams, if they bring that kind of pressure, they can only double 2 people in a 3 wide out situation. That time, Dexter McLeon, the corner, was manned up with Randy Moss.
But he threw to Chris Carter, who was double.
But it's hard to see in the heat of the battle.
3rd down and 8.
Huge, huge play in this game.
Moss to the bottom. Chris Wallace in motion. The pressure's on. Cunningham will run it and now throw it. He's got Chris Wallace. Wallace will go out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Randall Cunningham is most dangerous when he's on the run, the leading all-time NFL rusher from the quarterback position.
That's what we talked about, and what they're complaining about is, did he cross the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball? Was he over the line?
Line of scrimmage was the 43-yard line.
Ball in about the 43-yard line.
I think he got it away before he crossed that line.
Looks from there like he got it away.
And the Rams are going to take a timeout to regather themselves on defense. Dick Vermeil's not happy. Let's take a look at that and see if
he makes that face. Well, you know he's upset.
See if Randall Cunningham was across that 43-yard line.
43 is about right there. Keep that point in mind, right about in there.
Boy, that's tight. But I think he was behind the line.
In order for that to be called over the line, the ball and the man have to both be over the line when he throws it.
Dick Vermeil certainly thought they were.
Boy, that's a close one. That's a close one. There we go. That's how the offense changes when Cunningham is in there. More on the run stuff. Get him out in space where he can work better. And then Randall settled down a little bit from his old days where he ran all the time and tried to do everything on the run. He now knows when to maybe take off with it, when to pull it up. You know, when he was with Philadelphia, he would have took off running and went head on with somebody or jumped in the air.
You get older, you get a little wiser.
Taking them hits.
That's right. So despite taking a timeout, the Rams still had confusion on the defense, running players off and on the football field.
They still got too many men on the field.
It's like some kind of fire drill.
They're lucky the official stepped in front of the ball and stopped that play from going on, because the Rams they had a lot of confusion going on, and the Vikings were ready to play football.
2:55 left on the clock. The Vikings driving down 1st and 10 on the 23. They'll go in a 3-wide package and give it to Robert Smith off the left side down to the 18. Smith, a career high 22 carries, 178 yards on the day, and a couple of touchdowns. See Gary Anderson getting ready. They love the acquisition of Gary Anderson. He finally gets to kick in a dome.
And, you know, it's kind of a quiet acquisition too. Didn't get a lot of pub about it, but the guy is consistent.
2nd down, 7 to go. Cunningham gets stepped on. He'll get back up, and they'll throw it almost caught out there by Jake Reed.
The fact that he could even get up, and that's nothing but pure athletic ability, to be able to make that play. And that's why they talk about having a guy that can move around as your second quarterback in the pocket. I think the center steps on him again. Nah, that was big David Dixon. And this is almost an outstanding catch.
They almost made some lemonade.
Some lemonade.
They had some lemons going there for a minute. Big 3rd down, 3rd and 7 for the Vikings. Leroy Horde in the backfield. Randy Moss motions. And he looks for Carter in the end zone. Touchdown, Chris Carter. 19 yards, and the Vikings go back on top with 2:09 left.
Once again, the matchup not good.
Keith Lyle on the cover.
The safety trying to cover Chris Carter. You're taking nothing away from Lyle's ability, but that's not your matchup. You want corner on wide receiver. And who is the money guy that this team always goes to when they need it? Right there, Chris Carter. That's what the good teams do.
Gary Anderson on to kick the extra point, and it is good. Minnesota goes up 38-37 with 2:09 left in the ball game.
If you're going to bring blitzes and try to get pressure, then you're going to pay a price in the secondary by bad matchups sometimes, and that's what happens.
They even left Randy Moss in to protect.
They bring the corner light. Instead of covering, they say you blitz, and then the safety has to cover right here. I mean, poor Keith Lyle, he's off 7 yards in a part of the field where he needs to choke it down, and he can't make the play. That was a great effort. He came and closed on it. But when I need the money, I'm going to the money man, and that's Chris Carter, and he makes it happen. And like I say, the good football teams find a way in the tight games that maybe haven't gone like they should have gone to make the play. And look at that throw.
How about that throw?
Look at that. The protection held up just long enough to make the play.
Then, of course, you got to help him up.
Well, your boy's got to help you up now.
Stussy embracing Randall Cunningham.
The Vikings have every right in the world to say that that man, number 7, may be the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
Showed it on that 6-play, 45-yard drive, putting the Vikings up 38-31. Mitch Berger set to hammer this one deep. Horn and Thomas back to receive. This will be Tony Horn from the 2. Horn with a seam. Almost broke it outside. And we have reached our 2-minute warning. The Vikings up 38-31. Don't go away. There's more football to play.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford, maker of vehicles that are built to last.
Let me tell you a little love story. Happened at this wedding. Groom's buddies all sneak out and do the usual number on the groom's car, right? There it was, the most perfect black Ford Mustang known to man. So right when Mr. Shaving Cream's about to pull the trigger...
I can't do it, man. What? Just can't do it.
I mean, it's a Mustang. It'd be like defacing a national monument or something. Ford Mustang, built to last.
Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Yeah, where we need ya. Yeah, where we need ya. The keys in the lock, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
If you ask us, it just tastes better.
So, does this thing come with a guarantee?
Yeah. I guarantee that if you watch Fox Sports News, this set will give you years of enjoyment. Why? Fact. Fox Sports Net televises 1,745 Major League Baseball games a year. ESPN, about 98. So, where are you going to turn to for the inside dope on baseball?
No. I mean like a warranty or something?
I have no idea. Oh, hey.
Watch Fox Sports News on your Fox Sports Net cable channel.
A baby's first visit to the doctor can be scary.
How you doing, buddy? I'm okay. Don't worry about me.
Holding the Baby, tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central on Fox.
Randall Cunningham to Chris Carter. The Vikings back on top, 38-31. Cunningham 3 of 6 for 41 yards and a 19-yard TD to Chris Carter, the money man for the Vikings. Tony Banks will take it out of the shotgun. 1st and 10. He'll be forced out of the pocket, and now he's on the run. And Banks will take it up and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Let's take a game break, and we'll head out to our network center in Los Angeles. Here's JB.
Ray and Ron, and here's Sammy Sosa. Cubs against Milwaukee. Number 61 by Sammy Sosa. Boy, hasn't it been wonderful watching the maturation of this guy as a hitter? It is not over in terms of the single-season home run king. Sosa right there. Let's take it back to Ray and Ron.
Boy, that's great. That is just something else. And not only have one guy tie the record, didn't subsequently break it. Now another guy has tied it and will probably break it as well.
It's going to go down the wire between those two. It's going down to the wire here. Amp Lee on the receiving end of a Tony Banks pass. Lee with no gain on the play.
That mad scramble there, excuse me, that mad scramble there looked like the mad scramble for Sosa's ball out in the parking lot.
I bet there was a mad one. Would you give it back?
Don't ask me that.
Yeah, no, I know you would.
I definitely would give it back.
Tony Banks on 2nd and 11. Looking outside for Isaac Bruce. Bruce stumbled, still regained his footing and makes the reception, a 16-yarder out of bounds at the 41. What athleticism from Isaac Bruce.
It is. He had plenty of room to work on Hitchcock there, too. The deep out, that's been there all day long. Look at that. Hitchcock is off 6 yards. You see the way Bruce worked him inside to give himself room for the outside. And now the catch. He twisted his ankle a little bit there.
Yeah, they're looking at him right now. Isaac Bruce off the field. J.T. Thomas checks in. Banks. Over the middle for Caldwell. This one's knocked away. Almost picked up Eddie McDaniel.
Eddie Mack. Eddie Mack could have ended this real quick. This is a chance for the Rams to find out how good they are playing against a very good team. The game is close. It's in their hands right now. Can they go down the field and make something happen?
What a day for Isaac Bruce. Last year, he had the best day in NFL receiving, 234 yards. He's got 19 catches in 2 weeks, and we've got Derek Alexander getting an early start. Now he's going to start the point.
Quarterback, 90 defense, 5 yards, 2nd down.
You know, that was one of those where Derek didn't even try to contest it. And then he just kept coming.
St. Louis will pick up 5 more yards. 2nd down and 5. And Isaac Bruce still out of this ball game. Check that. Bruce check back the ball game and receives the catch, his 10th catch of the ball game. It'll be close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be a little shy.
Big third down coming up for the Rams, obviously, but that's the amount of touches or catches that they wanted Isaac Bruce to get. Dick Vermeil said we will throw it to him and he will see it at least 10 times a game. And that's what you should do with your impact guy. You know, don't play games with people. Give him the ball, let him make his plays.
Third down and 1. Banks will throw quick to the outside. As Bruce again for number 11 and a first down for the Rams. This one ain't over. 1:05 and counting. They're down by a touchdown. They have one timeout left. Do the Rams. Banks throws it away looking for Amp Lee. Pressure by Derek Alexander. Coming up next, you're going to want to see this one. The Dallas Cowboys taking on the defending Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos up at Mile High. It's Aikman going against Elway. A battle for the ages.
Battle of the quarterbacks as well. If I'm the Rams, I got to take a shot in the end zone with Isaac Bruce one more time. And Isaac is getting tired. He's been running around out there, and I know he's in great shape. But the Vikings don't even look to be trying to double team on him.
Bruce at the bottom of your screen. Banks will go the other way for Amp Lee. Lee catches it. Ed McDaniel brings him down. They'll move the chains. They're inside the 20-yard line.
Remember, they've got the one timeout left. They don't want to burn that.
3rd and 3 for Banks. And he'll go to the end zone for Isaac Bruce, and he overthrows him. Jimmy Hitchcock with good coverage. One timeout left.
Now you got one timeout left. The clock is stopped, but you got a big pickup here. And it's not just a short, 1 yard or 1 inch for the first down. That's a very long 2 in this end of the field.
We'll come down to this play, a 4th down attempt by the St. Louis Rams. Denny Green's defense out there trying to throw a blanket. And they'll put Bruce in the slot. Cole down low. Banks goes for Cole, and it's knocked away by Jimmy Hitchcock. The flag comes out.
Wow, that was a late flag. Everybody in this stadium is holding their breath, hoping that there's a flag. That's how late it was.
Defensive pass interference, number 4.
Wow.
Jimmy Hitchcock, the guilty party.
I may be wrong. I thought Hitchcock just made a great break. He's going to be over here. He recognizes it on Pro. No, that's a bad play. He doesn't make enough contact to impede Pro's ability to catch the football. Oh, boy. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
The Rams stay alive. 20 seconds left. Pro in motion. Banks from the shotgun. Almost the 3rd interception for Robert Griffith. Should have had it.
He had Conwell. It looked like he was open right down the middle of the seam for a split second or two. But that was the worst throw he could have tried to make.
Tried to force it in.
Now, if I'm going to make a throw right now, I'm telling you, it's going to be to Isaac Bruce. I mean, all Griffith has to do is just hold the ball.
His own man, Orlando Thomas, might have shielded him.
Don't even worry about running. Just catch the ball and take a knee.
2nd and 10 from the 13. 16 seconds left. Banks into the end zone looking for Isaac Bruce. It's knocked away by Corey Fuller.
Nice play by Corey Fuller. Corey Fuller sat down inside. He read it all the way. The post move. Right outside. He's going to work in. And then watch Fuller. He knows he recognizes it right here. And then he comes underneath. He cuts a great angle. That was the difference. He made a great angle to the ball. And was careful not to make contact.
Nail-biting time. 3rd and 10 from the 13. The Rams, their last gas, trailing by 7. Banks. Throws it out to Conwell. Conwell will get out of bounds inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 6 seconds left. Got time for one, maybe two more plays.
Maybe two.
Got one timeout left. It's 4th down. Do you use it?
Remember, this has been where Banks has called all the plays. Now, I have to believe he's getting a little help from the sidelines now.
They're going to let him roll.
I would still have to take my other shot in the end zone at Isaac Bruce. He's just been too successful today.
Bruce at the bottom. Banks is scrambled. He's got plenty of room. He'll take it. He's short.
Did he get it?
Goal line.
No, he's short. Going to call a timeout.
The time is off the clock. Time has expired. That's the end of the ballgame. They come up 1 yard short.
Wait a minute. Now, did he? Wow. Because he would have. Wow. Wow.
So close for the Rams and Tony Banks.
And you know, the thing is, it's when the official recognizes the timeout has been called.
Watch your clock in the lower right hand of your screen.
Now, at this point, he doesn't attempt to say anything.
No, he didn't get
now,
the timeout.
maybe the offensive linemen are calling it back there, and I know Ricky Prohl on the side called it.
Banks has got to jump up with the timeout.
He's got to try to get the ball across the plane, number one, all those bodies there.
An unbelievable finish. So for Ron Pitts, this is Ray Bentley saying so long from the Trans World Dome, where the final score, Minnesota 38, St. Louis 31. In game 2 of our doubleheader, you'll see the Dallas Cowboys travel to Denver to take on the world champion Broncos, except for those of you in the St. Louis area. That's next, right after these words from your local Fox station.
Low fares give you the freedom to see all the big games.
You are watching Fox Sports, where legends are made, where champions are crowned, where dreams come true. Fox Sports, home of the 1998 World Series and Super Bowl 33.
Hurry, it's the final days of Ford's factory authorized clearance. What will you save?
Hey, I wanted a sport utility, but with my budget, my options seemed pretty small. Then I discovered Ford Explorer Sport 4x4.
Lease an Explorer Sport before October 2nd and Ford will make your first lease payment.
$275 a month saves me a bundle over other sport utilities. It's no wonder Explorer is America's bestseller.
What will you save? But you gotta hurry. Ford's factory authorized clearance ends October 2nd.
Bart shameless.
Hello? Is Al there? Last name Kaholic? Is there an alcoholic here?
And he's dining daily on The Simpsons.
Weeknights at 10 on Fox 29.
No running backs. Just Elway. Wide open is Shannon Sharp. Brian.